Hello, racing fans, and welcome back to the channel for episode 15 in our Stable Tour series. Absolutely delighted to be joined by Henry De Bromhead for episode 15 for the first time on the channel. Henry, for start, thank you so much for your time, and how are things at the yard?
Oh, it's a pleasure. Yeah, all good, thanks. Yeah, obviously we're having a great run at the moment. The horses are in great form. We've plenty of nice young horses coming through, and yeah, sure. Look, yeah, you can always be a fraction happier, but we have to be happy with how things are going at the moment.
Absolutely. I suppose this time of year, Henry, do you get a real buzz for the jump season to start? It's probably a silly question, really, but I'd just like to ask, what's the mood like in the yard and across the board? It must be seriously exciting. You've got your new stars coming through, you've got the stars that have been with you for many years as well.
Yeah, it's great. The dream is alive at this time of year, and it's the young horses coming through. It's been really exciting. We've had some nice horses win maiden hurdles and beginners chases and whatever. So we're excited. Obviously, as the season progresses, you get put back in your box here and there. But definitely, we'd hope some would come through and yeah, yeah. I mean, things are good at the moment, definitely.
Great news. Great to hear it. Henry, on that basis, we might as well start with Envoi Allen. Obviously, he's an 11-year-old at the moment, but he doesn't act like that when he's on the course. He seriously seems to still be full of talent. I think he's won six of his seven starts at Down Royal now, three of them being the Bet Victor Champion Chase. How's he come out of the race? Is he well? Because he looked in fine form at Down Royal the other day.
Yeah, he's in great form. Yeah, we were delighted with him. Sure, he's a legend of a horse, isn't he? In fairness, what he's achieved over the years. So we were delighted. He put in one of his best performances up there, and it was great to see him so sprightly for a man of his age. It's testament to him and everyone who looks after him and who has looked after him. So yeah, delighted.
Yeah, how has he come out of the race? Is he fit and well? And just on that
Yeah, he
note,
seems good. Yeah.
regard as a horse, he looks amazing physically. He's a really good looking
Mm,
horse, isn't he? Like I said, even at 11. And I mean,
yeah.
how would you consider sort of campaigning him now? Would he need a lighter campaign? The fact that he's sort of getting more mature within himself, I suppose.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think
Mm.
so. So yeah, we haven't sort of set any firm plans as yet, but yeah, I'd say we will. We won't run him as much this season. Definitely not. I'm not sure. Like I say, we haven't actually firmed up, but yeah, we'll see. I'd like to discuss it with everyone at Cheveley, and then we can decide from there. But he definitely won't have as many runs this season. Yeah.
Excellent. Well, I hope he still runs well for the rest of the season because he's been fantastic horse for yourself and for the sport, and of course for Cheveley Park. Just one quick mention actually with regards to Cheveley Park. I think the best performance, jumping performance I've ever seen from a horse was from A Plus Tard, but it was actually when he won the novice handicap chase at Cheltenham. He went around there and he didn't seem to touch a twig, did he? I don't. That must have been pretty impressive for you to see as well because I really
Yeah,
enjoyed watching that. I was there on the day as well.
he was electric, wasn't he, that day? It was, I think, Rachel's first winner at Cheltenham as well at the festival. Anyhow, yeah, he was brilliant. I handicapped him completely by default. Yeah, I ran him at Gore and he got beaten the first day. I was kind of, a bit disappointed. Then I ran him at Nace, and he beat the the Arkle winner, as it turned out, at Nace. And then I ran him at Punchestown and managed to get him beaten again, and finally worked out he was probably better going left, about 20 pounds better going left than right.
Yeah,
And so we actually turned up there, sort of, it was incredible. And then to see the horse win the Arkle the race before, yeah, it was mad. So it was purely by chance, really, to be honest. And but then what a horse he turned into. Yeah, he was
yeah,
incredible.
yeah, incredible. And haven't seen many sort of 3 milers with a turn of foot that he showed. You sort of thought if he was there at the last and the race was going to be put to bed in a matter of strides. It was amazing to watch. I really did enjoy watching A Plus Tard. Cheveley Park have got another really nice horse with you, Henry. Obviously, Calixios, who was really unfortunate in the champion chase. He was there with Marine Nationale before, unfortunately coming down the last. But I mean, although it must have been disappointing, it does leave it open for a strong campaign with him for this season. I mean, first of all, again, how is he? And I suppose the champion chase is going to be the long-term plan again.
That's it. Yeah, he's in good form. We're sort of starting there and working backward from that. I'd say hopefully he'll start off at Christmas. And yeah, he's in really good form. We're delighted with him. Um, uh, yeah, I'd say start at Christmas and hopefully maybe go to Dublin Racing Festival and then kick on to the champion chase. Yeah, he was running a great race in it last year. And yeah, to think that he beat Marine Nationale. They were the first two
At
in the
Nace.
race, the second season novices at Nace that was just run the other day, and then they were fighting it out coming to the last. Unfortunately, yeah, we just made a mistake and came down. But he's super horse, brilliant jumper, and yeah, if we can get him there in the same shape, I think he'll put it up to them all again.
Am I allowed to ask how you feel the race would have panned out if he stayed on his feet?
I know. There's no point in me. In fairness, Marine Nationale won well, so yeah, who knows? But we were delighted with our lads, and it was just a shame. Yeah, yeah.
Best of luck with him anyway for the season ahead. I'm sure you're going to have plenty more big days out of him still. Henry, we're going to go on to one of the mares next. My favourite mare in training by a long way is the Big Westerner. Obviously, she's a 6-year-old, half sister to Stay Away Faye, who won the Albert Bartlett, and she nearly managed to complete that herself when she finished second to Jasmine DeVoe. But she's only had 4 starts for you to date. I think the plan has been mentioned that we won't see her till nearer Christmas, I believe, at Limerick potentially. But again, how has she been over the summer? I'm a big fan of this mare.
Oh yeah, she's lovely mare. Yeah, she summered really well at home with the Marigos, and she conditioned really well. And she's in good shape. Dara rode her in a piece of work the other day. He was delighted with her. I'd say there's a mare's beginners chase at Cork I think it's the 23rd of November. I'd imagine once the ground is soft enough, we'd aim to be starting her there.
Okay, excellent. Do you feel like she is more of a mare's chase contender, or would you be considering the Browns, or is she going to tell you that as the season goes on? Because she'll stay no problem, won't she? We've seen that.
Yeah, I think she's proven that. I look, we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. It will take one race at a time. We'll see her over a fence first, and hopefully she will excel over fences. But we need to see that before we make any firm plans.
Okay.
All right, I just want to see what the hell. Oh yeah, no, that's all right. It's just checking what was behind me.
That's okay. No trouble at all.
Yeah, yeah.
Henry, you've got another lovely mare called July Flower. She was absolutely brilliant last time out at Limerick. You must have, well, for start, you must have been absolutely delighted with that performance, and you've got options galore. I feel with her now.
Yeah, absolutely. I started to wonder, was I running her over the wrong trip last year? I always thought she was 2.5 to 3. She was third in the French champion hurdle. We actually had her as a young horse. A client sent her to us, and we really liked her. I remember she was only a 4-year-old. She worked really well with Slate Steel one day, and we really liked her. And the client moved her back to France, and anyhow, she came on the market, so we were delighted to get her back because we always thought she was a real good mare. And she was good last year, possibly a little bit disappointing. We were always sort of riding her to settle her. So, in fairness, Dara bucked out on her and sat second or third with her in Limerick, and she seemed to love it and jumped brilliant, quite flamboyant or extravagant, but jumped really well and seemed to really enjoy it. So yeah, delighted with her. It was a lovely start over fences. She's not overly big, but she's gamey, and I'd say she's entered in the Arkle trial on Saturday at Cheltenham. I think that's where we want to go. There's also a good 2 mile novice at Punchestown the following week, and then there's the Drinmore. But I think her owner, Duncan Angove, doesn't get to race that much, and he's over at Cheltenham this weekend. So the aim at the moment is to run her there.
Fantastic. Is there any resemblance between herself and Put the Kettle On, who of course won at the Cheltenham Festival? Just on that note.
No, but this filly's sweet and put the kettle on was an absolute tyrant. She was
Okay.
an absolute tyrant. All she wanted to do was kick you or bite you. But yeah, she had some ability. Yeah, she gave us some great days, the Darmodys and us. Yeah, like what she did was incredible. Yeah, over those few years. Yeah, but no, this lady's sweet and kind. Yeah,
Yeah, okay, excellent. Well, best of luck with her this weekend at
thank you.
Cheltenham. Air of Entitlement, Henry. Three out of her three wins from her six starts under rules. You did mention you were slightly disappointed with her run the other day, but I suppose not overly disappointed in the grand scheme of things, in the sense you'd hope that perhaps she'd come on for the run and build through the season. How is she after the run?
Yeah, she seems fine. Yeah, she just looked a bit lackluster. That was all. But look, she had to give away weight, and it was proper soft ground. It was her
Hmm.
first run back. She's always been a little bit in and out, but yeah, it was the run. It was fine. It was fine. Would have yeah, but a little bit disappointing, I must say. Yeah, but hopefully she can progress, and she obviously really came to herself in the spring last year.
Yeah, and I suppose she only won that on her second hurdle start as well, didn't she? She won her
Yeah,
maiden before going there too.
yeah.
Is ground quite important to her, do you feel? Or
I would say it could be, yeah, definitely. Now Dara was happy enough with her the other day on the ground, but certainly all her good form is on nicer ground. Yeah.
okay, excellent. Thank you very much. Another horse that I'm sure has brought you so much joy over the years is Bob Olinger, the 10-year-old. What a performance that was in the Stayers hurdle. And again, he's like Envoi Allen. He looked like he was in the prime of his youth at Cheltenham. And I know ground might be a little bit more important for him, but again, he's 10 at the moment, going on 11. How has he been? And potentially a route towards like the Keel and things like that before Cheltenham again?
Yeah, possibly. I suppose you know what we can't go past those two without saying the rides Rachel gave them last year. I mean,
Yeah,
they were just
absolutely.
she was sublime on them, absolutely sublime. I mean, yeah, like I'll never forget either of them. She was so cool on both of them. Really, to be fair, she was brilliant. But yeah, he's really good. He goes to Robbie Powers actually to do a bit of conditioning before he comes down to us, which he seems to really enjoy. And Robbie and his wife Elizabeth, his sister, do a great job on him, and a few others. So he came down looking really well. And yeah, I'd say the sort of three races I think on our minds. Either the race at Ascot, is it the long walk just
The
before
long walk, yeah,
Christmas, the 3 mile at Leopardstown, or the Keels. So any of those three, yeah. But as you say, he does love Cheltenham. He just loves Cheltenham, and I remember being at a preview night, and it was a couple of weeks before Cheltenham last year, and I was looking down the stairs hurdle, and I got down to the 20-1 shots, and I was going, "Oh Jesus, did I forget to enter the horse?" Like I thought I might have forgotten because I couldn't find him anywhere. And I got to the 66-1 shot. I couldn't believe it. I mean, I actually couldn't believe it. It's amazing how they can price up these races. But anyhow, I mean, it was a local one, and I did say anyone who has money in any account have a few quid each way on Bob Olinger. I'm not saying he'd win, but he loves Cheltenham. I think is he unbeaten around Cheltenham?
Unbeaten at Cheltenham.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
yeah,
just comes alive there, doesn't he? Is he
yeah. He
easy?
loves it.
Is he easy to train as well, Henry?
Yeah, yeah. He gave us a lot of hardship between the when he went chasing that season. And in fairness, Jerry Kelly, one of the vets, identified an issue with him, and once we got that treated, he's been, yeah, very straightforward. Yeah, more or less. He was trickier as a young horse, actually. He always had a few little issues, but more lungs and keeping him healthy and whatever. But he's really good now, and we probably know him so well
Hmm.
now. Yeah, yeah. He wasn't himself for that novice chase season, and even the following year, yeah, he just wasn't right. But amazing to see what he did last year. Yeah, it was brilliant.
Do you find the maturity with Bob Olinger, Envoi Allen, etc., just helps them settle in their races where they've just become so familiar with the job at hand that it's almost a benefit at their age, and that's what's enabled them to win these races at 10 and 11?
Yeah, possibly. I mean, our policy, our view is, it's so hard to get a good horse. We
Mm.
wouldn't have a massive turnover and big influx of horses compared to some of the other yards coming in every year. And I think our view is it's so hard to get a good one. When you do, you need to do absolutely everything you can to maintain them, and still they go wrong, still they get hurt. But yeah, and probably we don't over race them. I think Honeysuckle only ran 4 times every season. I think again, the view is if they're winning, like if you can win 4 with them a year, isn't that that's more than like I'd say on average, if a horse can win one, happy days.
Yeah.
So I think we try and train for them to maintain their form. Not plenty don't, but that's what we try to do. Yeah.
Yeah, because you've been in good form for the start of the season, but it is notable as well that when you get to Cheltenham, your horses seem to be well primed and seem to run, to the peak of their ability. I always mention Henry when the anti-horse racing brigade, if you like, start to speak up. I say, well, horses like Honeysuckle to me prove that they enjoy what they do because she was able to hit such a high performing level time after time after time again that she wasn't going to do that unless she was enjoying it herself. She must have been a joy to train, a joy to watch because she brought the public so much joy as well at the same time.
Yeah, absolutely. And she was, in fairness, like she had I mean, if I told you, she had little issues before Cheltenham that I didn't feel any, we just had to work through them a couple of years, 2 or 3 years in a row. And they could have stopped, they could have caused her problems, but she was such a tough mare, like, and she had such a will to win. Yeah, like, but yeah, you only need to show people horses cantering even up the hill. They're competitive. Racehorses competitive. They want to
Yeah.
race. That's what they want to do. I mean, the ones that don't, no one, they need to do something else anyhow because, they're like, but most of them want to. This is what they want to do. So for me, there's no argument, and they're athletes, they're top athletes, so they have to be treated like top
Yeah.
athletes, which is absolutely no stone unturned and the best of care. So yeah, I think they certainly the horses here have they get so well looked after.
It's incredible to see. Like she's without doubt going to go down as one of the greats of the sport, and rightly so as well. She's the people's champ, is what I'd like to describe her as, really, because she just loved her racing. It was amazing to see.
Yeah,
Um,
no, she was brilliant. She was an incredible mare, and we were very lucky to have her. But yeah, just her tenacity and her will to win. I mean, she's different gravy. But again, Rachel helped build that as well. So yeah, yeah, amazing.
so we're going to start seeing some of her progeny soon as well. I think she was in foal to walk in the park a couple of years ago, Honeysuckle, if I'm right as well. So I think we're going to
Yeah,
start seeing some of hers come through soon.
I thought you were asking, were you going to see some of Rachel's progeny coming
Oh,
through? um, no, honeysuckle. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they have. Kenny has a lovely filly, and there's another foal, and yeah, foal on the ground as well. So yeah, yeah, absolutely, it's exciting. Yeah, yeah.
have either been named just yet, or do you not know?
I don't honestly know. They're sort of. I don't know. I haven't asked actually, to be honest. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, no problem at all. Thank you very much. Just going back to, we sort of mentioned Bob Olinger, but you've got a healthy headache here because you've got Hidden Valley Lake as well, who obviously won the Grade One Liverpool hurdle at Aintree. Is it going to be a case of where Bob Olinger goes, Hidden Valley Lake won't, for example? You might have to manage them that way, or
I don't know. It feels a long way away. It's certainly
okay,
coming to Christmas. Yeah, absolutely. One will hopefully go to Ascot. Hidden Valley Lake ran very well there.
yeah.
Yeah. So I'd say we'll see. Who we feel is more forward for the run. But yeah, I wouldn't imagine at the start of the season they won't be taking each other on. Hidden Valley Lake probably has a real, maybe you could argue is a better record on a flatter track. I don't know, but And obviously, we know where Bob loves, so he'll be getting uh, first go there. But obviously, Rob Core have a lot of good horses, so I'm sure they'll influence where they will want where they'd like them to go as well.
Okay, great. Speaking of Rob Court, you have, I don't know how much you can tell me about him yet. You've got Matin Midi Soir. Is he back at the yard with you just yet?
No, he
Okay.
is not. I haven't actually seen him yet. He sounds a gorgeous horse. I saw a video of him. He looked really nice. Obviously, his performances in France were very good. We have not got him yet, but he's gone to their farm, and I'm not sure what the plan is yet. But very much looking forward to getting him and seeing him and him arriving here.
Excellent. Thank you very much. You've got a horse that I'm a big fan of. He actually made my sort of horses to follow this year. A horse called Game Ball, who came from the Slatteries after winning the bumper at Ballinrobe. Basil Holian then bought him before we then went and bolted up at Punchestown. I really, really like this horse. His jumping may not have looked up to scratch for his debut, but his engine was massive. And as a novice, you'd expect obviously that jumping to improve as the season goes on. What could you tell me about him at the moment, and what sort of level do you see him at right now?
Yeah, he seems a lovely horse. As you say, he did really well at Ferry House. Basil bought him, and from the Slatteries, I think he came well recommended from them. And yeah, Basil very kindly sent him to us, which was brilliant. He wouldn't blow you away at home, but yeah,
Okay.
God, he was good at Punchestown, and yeah, I thought he's jumping. He was quick, but yeah, like we can definitely work on that. Um, so I would say the aim is the lads definitely felt he was better on nicer ground, the Slattery. So I would imagine we'll aim for the Royal Bond probably at Ferry House. Yeah, yeah, but he seems lovely, great attitude. Came out of the race really well, and yeah, nice horse.
Another exciting prospect to go forward with. You also have Mr. Pessimistic. Um, I find him really intriguing. He won his bumper in September. He then obviously went and won at Cork, sort of a month and a half later. Again, he just looks like a horse that is open to so much improvement, whatever you decide to do with him. How has he come out of that run at Cork?
Yeah, good. Yeah, he's only a 4-year-old. He's still young. Um, he won his point to point for Sean Doyle last year, and he recommended to us. He recommended him to us. And when I heard the name, I thought I had to buy him because it was good reflection on me. Uh,
Okay, okay, understood.
but I was sort of going bumpering for the season, but we just started jumping in him, and he jumped so well. We said we'd crack on over hurdles. So he was good the last day. He made a bit of a hash of the second last, but he had to do all the donkey work. His time was a lot quicker than this next divide. Um, yeah, he looked good. So I'd say he'll go. We'll aim him for Christmas. Probably the novice hurdle at Leopardstown. Now we're sort of going down that road. We might as well see where we are. Yeah, yeah,
Perfect. Lantry Lady didn't necessarily seem to enjoy fences last time out. Is the consideration to bring her back over hurdles? Again, another nice horse for MK Mariga.
yeah. I think we have to definitely. She just doesn't, and she's the absolute ideal. She looks ideal for fences, but yeah, very disappointing. Lacked scope the other day again, and she probably was a bit disappointing in Nace last year. Yeah, I think we have to go back over hurdles and see, try and find her form again. Basically, yeah.
Because she's plenty talented as well. We've seen, a lot of ability from her recently, haven't we? So you'd hope that you could sort of build her back, build that confidence back. Maybe is that possibly the issue, or is it literally like you said, just the bigger obstacles?
She just seems to lack scope for those fences,
Okay.
which is hard to believe. She's such a fine,
Hmm.
good-looking mare. But look, she's a 140 mare. She's won a grade 3. She's placed in grade 1s. she's a very good mare, but yeah, I think we'll go back over hurdles and try her again over hurdles.
Also, there's another MK Mariga horse called Honey Bucks, who is out of a dam who's a half sister to Big Bucks. Can you tell me much about her at the moment?
She's a 3-year-old real baby. If she could, we're trying to get her to one of these the new academy hurdles.
Okay, okay.
I don't know. I don't know. She's coming along nicely, but should still be a few weeks off her run.
Okay, fair enough. Just two more, if you don't mind. You've got Salshina, a nice 4-year-old filly for Dr. Fitzgerald. Again, one at Cork in July on good ground. I really like that performance, so I'd just like to know what you think about her, and her potential to go forward, really.
Yeah, she's a filly we liked a lot. Coming up to the race, she shows a lot of speed, plenty of quality. She worked well the other day, so yeah, she might start this weekend at Navan in a mare's maiden hurdle, or she could go for a four only the following weekend at Cork. I'm not sure yet, but she's a mare we like a lot. Probably wouldn't need the ground bottomless, but she's classy, so hopefully she'll just go through it. Yeah.
Perfect. And then last of all, Henry, if you don't mind, you have a horse entered at Cheltenham this weekend called Coming Up Easy for the Paddy Power. Won really, really well at Killarney last time out. Is the plan to go to the Paddy Power this week?
Yeah, that's what we've been aiming
Excellent.
for. Yeah, so we'll see. Hopefully he seems good. Yeah, that's the plan. That's the plan at the moment. So uh fingers crossed he gets there in good shape and we'll run a nice race.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Henry. The last question I just like to ask all the trainers that I have on is just a nice horse to follow. And it doesn't have to be the best horse in your yard or anything like that. Just a horse that you think we can have a good bit of fun following. You might pick up a win or two through the season. Maybe just a likable type in the yard.
Far too controversial for me to answer. Whatever I give you will be the wrong one, I'm afraid. So
That's fair enough. That's fair enough.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's
No,
that's
we're
good.
very lucky. We got a lovely bunch of horses. So there's plenty of nice young horses coming through. Obviously, we have all our older lads. So yeah, we're very fortunate. So hopefully now they'll keep stepping forward and we'll see where we are come the spring.
Thank you very much, Henry. I really do appreciate it. It's great that you've got Dara on side as well for the season. He is rapidly becoming one of the best jockeys on the land. How much of an asset is he to the team?
Yeah, massive. To have lost Rachel to have lost her retiring, which I'm so happy for her, and what an amazing career she had, and how it was lovely to see her going out at the top on her terms, which was really important. I was so happy to see that, but obviously she was a big loss. But to see Dara step into the job is brilliant. He's a great team player, real hard worker, all the same attributes as Rachel, to be honest. Except the female brain. So that way, but yeah, but he's brilliant to work with and real team player and works hard and wants it more than anybody. So, like I say, very similar to Rachel.
He seems like he'll go anywhere for a winner. It doesn't matter where in the country it is. He'll happily go anywhere if it means he can, get himself another one on the board, sort of thing.
Yeah, I think he's had a great start to the season and he's set his sights on trying to win the Jockeys Championship, which coming from a small yard like ours, that's no mean feat, but it's testament to how hard he works and all the outside rides he gets. He's and what a high class rider he is.
Would he be at the yard quite regularly, Henry, or does he
Yeah,
just come in for certain days?
yeah, well, he's great. He's certainly with us 4 mornings a week. Yeah, any time, but generally 4 mornings a week. And yeah, like I say, he's a real team player.
Cool. Henry, thank you so much. I do really appreciate your time today. I will leave you there because I could talk to you for hours about your horses, and I won't want to take up your evening. We're getting on as it is already. But I just wanted to say thank you so much for joining me, and I do wish you all the best for the rest of the season.
Thanks a million. It's a pleasure, and best of luck to you.